From Baton Rouge to global fame, Mystikal's voice roared like thunder, raw, unfiltered, and impossible to ignore. But behind that electrifying energy lived chaos, conflict, and constant rebirth. This is the untold story of Mystikal, Rage in the Rhythm. Michael Lawrence Tyler was born September 22, 1970, in New Orleans, Louisiana. Raised in the 12th Ward, he found his rhythm in the streets long before he ever saw a studio. After graduating from Cohen High School, he made a surprising move and joined the U.S. Army as a combat engineer. That military discipline would later sharpen his commanding stage presence into something unforgettable. In the early 90s, while stationed at Fort Benning, Georgia, Mystikal began writing rhymes and crafting his signature rapid-fire delivery. It was a unique style, blending the funk energy of James Brown with the sharp precision of a military drill. When he returned to New Orleans, hip-hop was bubbling up all through the South, and he dove headfirst into the local scene, ready to make his mark. He wasn't just another rapper. He was a force of nature waiting to be unleashed. The discipline from his Army days gave him a structure, but the spirit of New Orleans gave him his soul. This combination created a sound that was both controlled and completely wild, a style that would soon captivate an entire generation of music fans. Mystikal's debut came through Big Boy Records, one of Louisiana's pioneering indie labels that was giving a voice to the streets. In 1994, he released his first album, simply titled Mystikal. It introduced the world to that wild, almost preacher-like flow that made heads turn instantly. The record gained serious regional traction, and soon, Mystikal was sharing stages with local legends like UNLV and Magnolia Shorty, building a reputation one show at a time. But just as his career was taking off, tragedy struck. His sister, Michelle Tyler, was murdered by her boyfriend. Her death became a source of deep pain that would forever echo in his lyrics, fueling the rage and raw emotion that defined his music. His street energy and intense emotional delivery earned him a powerful nickname, the James Brown of hip-hop. He wasn't just rapping, he was testifying, pouring every ounce of his joy, pain, and anger into the microphone. This raw honesty connected with listeners on a visceral level, proving he was more than just an artist. He was a survivor, telling his story. By 1996, the head of No Limit Records, Master P, saw Mystikal's undeniable potential and signed him to the label that was completely reshaping Southern hip-hop. This move was a game-changer. Mystikal's first No Limit release, 1997's Unpredictable, went platinum. With explosive hits like Ain't No Limit, he quickly became a key weapon in No Limit's formidable army of artists. The following year, Ghetto Fabulous dropped, and it became his most commercially successful album under the label, hitting number 5 on the Billboard 200 chart. Even among No Limit's star-studded roster, Mystikal stood out. His ferocious energy, his unpredictable flow, and his absolutely explosive live performances were in a league of their own. At this point, he wasn't just a rapper anymore. He was a true performer who commanded your complete attention from the very first note. He was a phenomenon, the untamed spirit of the No Limit tank. As the No Limit era began to fade, Mystikal made his next brilliant move, signing with Jive Records and teaming up with the Neptunes, the production duo of Pharrell Williams and Chad Hugo, who were revolutionizing the sound of hip-hop. In 2000, his fifth studio album, Let's Get Ready, became his breakout masterpiece. The lead single, Shake Ya Ass, was an absolute monster, hitting global charts and becoming an instant party anthem. It was followed by the equally massive hit, Danger, Been So Long. The album went multi-platinum, catapulting Mystikal from a Southern rap star to a global superstar. He was nominated for Grammy Awards, collaborated with a who's who of hip-hop royalty like Outkast, Ludacris, and Busta Rhymes, and became one of the most recognizable faces of Southern rap in the mainstream. For a moment, it looked like Mystikal had finally conquered all of his demons and earned his crown as a king of hip-hop. Then, just as he reached the peak, everything crashed. In 2003, Mystikal pleaded guilty to sexual battery and extortion, which led to a 6-year prison sentence. It was a devastating and shocking fall from grace, from the absolute top of the charts to a federal prison cell. He was released in 2010, vowing to change his life and restart his music career. In 2011, he signed with Cash Money Records, hoping to reignite that fire under Birdman's wing. But legal troubles continued to cast a long shadow over him. In 2012, he served another short jail term for domestic abuse and a probation violation. Then, in 2017, he faced another serious rape accusation. Those charges would drag on for years until they were finally dropped in 2023 due to a lack of evidence. Mystikal's legacy had become a turbulent storm of undeniable genius and self-destructive chaos, a story of immense talent entangled with personal tragedy. Despite all the turmoil, Mystikal's influence on hip-hop is undeniable. His rapid-fire, almost manic delivery, his raw energy, and his deep Southern soul have inspired generations of artists who came after him, from the theatrical style of Busta Rhymes to the lyrical intensity of Kendrick Lamar. Songs like Shake Ya Ass, The Man Right Chia, and Danger remain timeless anthems, perfectly capturing the high-energy spirit of the early 2000s. Yet his legacy will always be complicated. It's a powerful reminder of how brilliant artistry and reckless behavior can coexist in one person. His story stands as both a cautionary tale and a window into the heavy cost of fame without inner peace. He is a figure who commands respect for his musical contributions, while also forcing us to confront difficult questions about the artists we admire. Mystikal's voice was his weapon, his therapy, and, ultimately, his curse. From the church-like passion of his performances to the stark silence of a courtroom, he embodied the deep contradictions of an artist torn between light and dark. This was Mystikal, Rage in the Rhythm. You're watching AI Legacy Lab, where we reconstruct the lives of legends, one story at a time. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into music history.